Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope y'all had fun. You know what I mean? Normally the show, I'm over here sipping on something, but not today, buddy. That's enough of that crap. After this weekend, that's enough. That is enough. Okay? I'm over here drinking some body armor. How about that? All right? What's going on, Meech? Always number one. So yeah, man, that was New Year's, so everybody's got a new outlook. I think my public service announcement is, you know, those hangover cures really do work, man. I'm telling you, get you some liquid IVs, man. Get you some liquid IV. What was it? Liquid IV, a multivitamin, and a Red Bull. Boom. Do that. Done skis. Okay? So yeah, I did the whole weekend, and I'm no worse for the worry. But I'm not gonna do it again tonight. It's too soon. Okay, it's too soon. Let's see what we got. Warmed up. Yeah, those of us with kids did that. I'm like, go ahead and get my W2 warmed up, buddy. I'll be there in a sec. Let's start firing up them printers so we can figure some things out. Who that there? I see a bunch of tattoos. Somebody whose body is clearly not a temple.
Do not do that. That do not.
The only reason I did that because what's it? He'll be asking me, "Do you have any tattoos or anything like that?" I'm like, "No, my body's a temple." Hold on, let me get the light.
Don't do me like that. Yeah.
That is funny. That was a good one. All right, so we only got an hour, so we'll just let's just jump right into it. You look great.
Thank you.
Okay, you've had a great New Year apparently, cause you're glowing.
Am I?
Yeah, you know, typical Dom fashion. So, hey, okay, so here's the thing. I'm just gonna jump right into the big question because we only got an hour. So I drove to San Antonio for New Year's or whatever, so it gives you a lot of time to think. That's the best part of that drive. And a song came on, man. It was called "If the World Was Ending," right? It goes, "If the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Asking your whoever, right?" And I was like, "That's a good question. That is such a good question." Because, like, if you think about it, so the question is, if the world's ending, so you got 3 days, period. 3 days, okay? Now, we'll just put some parameters on it because people are going to try to say weird stuff. So the parameters are, you got 3 days to be with somebody. Just say for whatever reason, the person that you would choose is already in your area, so you don't have to have travel days. You cannot choose your parents. They're going to want to be with each other. They ain't going to want to be with you. You can't choose your kids. They're going to want to be with their other parent, just say. Right? So just don't be corny. You know what I'm saying? All right, so you got to choose a person. So the question is, who would you choose to spend your last 3 days with? And you're only getting 3 days, so all this consideration about, oh, they wouldn't make a good father, or they don't make a lot of money, and all this stuff goes away. You get 3 days. It doesn't matter anymore. Okay? All of that goes out the window. Who would you choose, and would they choose you? Would they choose you? And then if they wouldn't, then who would you choose? And who do you think would choose you? How many people do you think will pick you for the last 3 days? All of that. You know what I mean? That's so much. I told you, I've been thinking about this question for 3 days straight. Like, man. The more you break it down, the more profound it is. What do you so obviously you're not gonna tell me who it is. Right? So I'm not gonna know who he is. Number one. Number two, you probably don't want him to know who he is. But what do you think about that kind of question though? Just in general, like, wow. That's real deep. Do you think a lot of people would choose you?
Hey, so So Meech asked the question. He said, "Why would you choose someone you don't think would choose you?" And,
You would. That's the thing. That's the thing. Because you're gonna have a romantic interest for sure, right? You have somebody that you're interested in.
Yeah.
But they got 3 days. So I mean, you know, sure, if we were gonna build something, but I got 3 days, sweetheart, and I got this ex. You know what I mean? That I used to vibe with or whatever. Like you, that's the thing. Like the person that you would choose probably wouldn't choose you.
Okay.
Given any, you know what I mean?
Okay, and just to clear the air, right?
Uh-huh.
Like the person, it can't be like some celebrity that you know, like
They,
it can't be.
They gotta choose you too.
Right, okay. They have
That's the catch.
Okay, so do I feel like some people would choose me? I do feel like there are.
That's good. That's a good start.
I do feel like there are a few individuals who would choose me, and would I choose them back? No, because I would be with them right now. I feel like if it were that deep, right?
Well, here's what I came to the conclusion of. I think a lot of women would end up choosing their male best friends. I think that's what will happen. Because again, the problem is they have to choose you too, right? It's easy to say who you would choose if, you know, could have anybody and they would just have to be with you because you chose them. Mm-hmm. But it's very difficult to find somebody that would choose you too.
I don't have a male best friend.
Well, then I don't know what you're gonna do, sweetheart.
And to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever had a male best friend. I've never run into a guy who has been, you know, just solely interested in being my friend. It's always been some motives there. So I'm in a weird predicament right here.
Yeah. So I think
because I can confidently say that if I were to even think of or present a name to you right now, I'm not 100% sure that they would choose me back.
And there's no real way to know that, but there's people that I can say I'm fairly confident would choose me back. But it's not because I would be their first choice. That is not the case. It is because we would start doing the process of elimination and get to the point where it's like, I mean, it's either us or alone. You know what I mean? Those are our options. And so given those options, but here's the live thing about the guy best friend thing, is the reason why you would choose your guy best friend is because it would be fun. Like, there's no question that it would be fun. You may not, you know, be doing all the stuff that you wish you would be doing for the last 3 days of your life, but there's no question it would be fun. And he would choose you too. So, because, you know, he has romantic interest too, but she has options. Yeah. Right? So you would choose each other. And it would be live. It would probably be the livest 3 days. And you probably, some of y'all would realize that we should have been doing this the whole time. We were stupid. Thinking of all these considerations about the future and why it wouldn't work.
Considerations, right? It's a very different situation that we're talking end of the world, right? So
true. But my thing is, I think at least some people, give me this, at least some people would realize that they could have been doing it the whole time and it would have worked. Absolutely. And all these fears they had were so the situation.
Maybe even most people.
Yeah. What's name said? Brumfield said this situation would open up more clarity in their opinion. I believe so. That's what I'm getting at. Like, if you really consider who would choose you back for the last 3 days, like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's you and only you.
What's interesting is how many people, right? How many people are currently with someone that if the world were ending, they wouldn't choose them. Oh.
Are married to them. Oh my God. Are married to a person they would not choose. Yo, I want to really make that up because this, you know, that starts to hit home real quick. But that's true, yo. There's a lot of people that are married to people that would not choose them for the last 3 days.
And I know a few people who are married to someone right now and wish it was another person.
Yeah, straight up. And there's people probably married that would choose you.
Absolutely. And I'm saying that as a fact. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So That's nuts, bro. You know what? So I feel like, honestly, you want to, like, if we're, being single or whatever, and like looking, man, we're looking for somebody that would choose us too, or at least to be in that type of relationship. You know what I mean? Where I know this person, shit hit the fan, it would be me, and for me, it would be them.
Wow.
That's hard. That's hard. What did he say? He said, "I'm not one of them, though." Oh, Brownsfield was saying that. Yeah.
He only saying that because he just got married.
Yeah.
That's why.
Right. He's saying that because he's on the show.
That's my adopted brother.
Yeah. I was just see that's that stuff. That's the stuff we talking about. Adopted brother, get out of here.
No, I mean like my brother's.
Oh, in real life?
Brother, yeah.
Okay. It said some folks would choose a stripper and a porn star, but that's the problem because they wouldn't choose them. So they could try,
right.
but they wouldn't choose them. Remember, that's the catch. It's easy to, say, oh, I want to be with Carmen Electra or whoever.
Yeah.
Sure, but she's not going to choose you. So you got to pick somebody that's going to choose you too.
Right.
That's where it gets crazy. And I tell you, so now that the question is in your head, I guarantee you for like the next 2-3 days, you're like, dang.
Look, now every relationship, every situation, I'm going to be like, hey, so if the world was in and you had to pick a person, would it be me?
Yeah, exactly. Because not, then we wasting our time. We could go do something else.
You wouldn't even pick me. What are we doing here?
You hanging out for the kids? What are we doing? Legend is true, man. I was like, so anyway, we might even revisit that because now you're going to have time to think about it and you may come up with a different answer, a more profound or deep, or even a spin-off question of it. I think the most important things are the fact that people are married to people that they would not choose. That's the thing. And the fact that they have to choose you too really changes everything you think about it. You know what I mean? Like everything you have to say about it. When they say, oh, I got it. He's like you said, it would be based off availability for most. Yeah, be based off availability. That's what I said. A lot of females, again, they have their love interest, but them dudes ain't choosing you, sweetheart. I'm not choosing you. For their last 3 days, it's not you. So they could, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's been said that females don't necessarily marry for love. Most, I guess, better than, I guess, what am I trying to say? More than most females believe that what love can come over time, but there are certain things that they want guaranteed to them before love.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Exactly. They marry for security and stability and all these other things that don't have nothing to do with love. But again, that could matter.
And neither does marriage. But that's that's another.
Exactly. And they even have kids. Well, there you go. We got a fresh cut. Look, he said, I'm getting on today, baby.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, bitch.
I'm listening to the question, and I kind of don't want to get in it.
Why? Because
no,
you
no, wait,
no. I got a question though, right? So y'all don't have nobody from the past like that you would like be with, but maybe circumstances might prevent that.
You just opened up another can of worms because I had another question that was going to be profound, and it kind of goes with that. So me and my boy was talking about how we have some exes that were kind of hoes. a little bit. But the thing about hoes is they're some of the best people. They're some of the best people. They just have a problem with sex. Like they, for whatever their reasons are, can't get it together when it comes to sex. But they good. And so like I said, every man has an ex that they wish wasn't such a hoe because they would be with them. And you just can't be because they're a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And he was fully on board with that. He said, yo, I could name mine right now.
No, that don't make sense to me.
Go ahead.
Because you said,
why you think so?
You wish they wasn't a hoe, but then they were a hoe when you were with them, right? So
yeah.
Why would you be with them in the first place? Why they
Because you didn't know. You went into it not knowing there was a hoe. All you saw was the good person.
Okay.
You know what
Found out she.
I mean? And you're like, dang, if it wasn't for that one thing about you, you would be
But why
straight.
would you? But if she was so like great, why would you stop because of that? Like
Nah, because you can't trust her. It makes it so that you're. Say again?
Done being a hoe. Drea said you.
Yeah, she can say that. You can never trust her.
Reset your wholeness.
No, that's false, ladies. That's false. That's the thing, yeah. Like you would be with them, man, but you would never be able to trust them. You would drive yourself crazy trying to be with that person. Like, you know, every little thing would be a reason for an alarm. You know, even when she is actually doing what she said she was doing. It's like, bro, I had a girl. She went to go run a 5K. You took too long. You took too long. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, G. But if I had not run into the issues I had with her, I wouldn't have felt that way. But you make it that way. You make people paranoid because you've been caught doing dirt. You know what I mean? So once some text messages start popping up and inappropriate conversations and all this stuff, you dumbing out. You don't know what I'm talking about when I'm asking you about it. So now you're not going to tell the truth even when you're caught. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't have no choice but to question everything. So it's like, that's just too much of a headache. But if you wasn't like that, you would have been it. What's his name? Bro's supposed to got to catch him off.
It's really weird. It's really weird because if I were to think back on, you know, the couple exes that I have, I would say, yeah, like everything was good, but it's just they did this and that's why it didn't work. It was never like they did this, and that's why it didn't work. It's always like one or two things, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Probably.
What's the name? What's it? Money Getting One said, just curious what defines a woman to be that word. Disloyalty, man. Whatever that word means. Whatever disloyalty and disloyalty means to you, disloyalty will be what definition we're going to use today. So,
man, I don't like that definition.
Okay, how would you define it?
I don't know. I feel like we all know what that is, though.
Yeah. I mean, whatever the traditional American.
Promiscuity.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
You know, it hasn't been redefined.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what that is.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get too caught up in the definition. Like, whatever the traditional idea. You know?
They be telling people, they be like, you got to ask the price. You got to ask for the definition.
Yeah, you can't afford it. Right. So keep it a buck. Here's a question. So yeah, like you were saying, real quick, Dom, just to touch on your point, that it's always the one thing, man. It's not like a whole laundry list of things that they do wrong. It's that one thing that, like, please, man, just get it together. Get it together. And you spend the whole relationship hoping that they do. That's what you're doing, is hoping that they get it together, that one thing. They just don't, man. Just don't.
But we've talked about this before, and you've touched on it very well, if I might add, right? Just, you know, the fact that, right, you're with a person and, you know, everything's all good, but that one thing, so then you're like, okay, like I can't do this because that one thing is just like crazy. So I'm gonna go find someone who has this one thing together, and then everything will be all good. But then you go find someone who has that one thing together, and then something else is the matter, and you're like, what? Like,
that's
I left that for this.
Right. Because that's the thing. We be thinking that people are the same person except, you know, add this part or take this part away. And that's not how people are at all. We all a compilation of different stuff. So whatever you found in one person, when you get to another person, you're not going to find a person that is everything the last person was plus the one thing. That's not a thing. They're going to have the one thing, but they're going to have a completely different set of things. And you're going to have to figure out a way of how you can adjust to the things that they got going on that are different.
Okay, so we're never gonna find someone who has
everything.
No.
But you try to convince women that that's true. Try to convince women that it's not a Tyler Perry movie guy, Shamar Moore type of out there.
That'd be the problem, though. That'd be a problem for a lot of people. They be chasing that because they was sold that perfect one, that one.
Yeah.
That one. You're not my one. Like, what? That doesn't exist for real. Not for real.
But that's the thing, like just like you said, it causes a problem because when you are, say, I am the one that God sent for you, but you've convinced yourself that there's a better one. So you give me up to in search of this better one, or you might even think you found him at work because he's your work husband or wherever you think you found him. You give me up for the next thing, and the whole time I was the one. And no, I wasn't perfect. I didn't check a lot of your boxes, but that's not how God works. You gonna say something, Don?
Yeah. Wait.
She's like, so you saying my search is for naught? Yeah, probably.
What was
Probably.
Shit.
I would say, yeah, just think about that. Just think about that. So let's talk about this one thing I came across over the weekend, which is something I'll call, I'm making it up, so I'm going to have to name it for myself. Call it feminine pursuit. And what I mean by that is when, we meet women, there's a pursuit that's supposed to happen. We got to apply pressure. Oh, this is the new term that we're using nowadays. We're applying pressure, okay? But there's a such thing as feminine pursuit in the sense that you have to show me that this is going somewhere, that my efforts are appreciated, that, you're interested, that, you're allowing me to do the courtship process in good faith. You're not just wasting my time. You're not just using up my resources, blah, 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 blah. And the way you do that is the feminine pursuit. You show you interest, right? You do things where you're initiating instead of just receiving all the time, right? And it lets me know that, okay, if I continue on the path that I'm going, it's not going to be a waste of time. And the reason why I bring it up is because I know somebody who is interested in a female, and he's doing everything in his power, trying to, make it so that she knows that he's applying the pressure that he's supposed to apply, but she's not reciprocating at all. She's not reciprocating at all. And everything I hear about the situation, I'm like, you need to cut this off, buddy. You know what I mean? This ain't going nowhere.
But they are together?
They're not, not together. He's trying to be with her, and so he's doing the stuff.
So they go
yeah, exactly. Try to get her stuff, and yeah. But she doesn't reciprocate, and she said, I don't have to. Like, you have to do the stuff, and then if you do the right stuff, I will naturally come around or whatever. But she was like, I don't have to tell you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just know. I'm like, you know what? Let me take a huge step back. You see the memes where the dude take a step back all the way out the back door? Let me help you out. Because I've been in those situations too where I'm feeling like it's not being reciprocated, so I'll just stop everything. I'm not calling you no more. I'm not texting you no more. I'm not coming to see you. And if you don't do the feminine pursuit and say, hey, show me that you were interested and blah, 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 then that's the last time we're going to speak, sweetheart. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think a woman that's really interested would operate that way, but I would be more interested in what Dom has to say about it. But I don't think a woman that's interested even a little bit would act that way. I'm not, that don't make
that's right.
sense to me, man.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a woman that's interested would act that way, would not reciprocate at all and be like, until you do something that tickles my fancy, I'm not, like, then that ain't the one you need to be talking to, man. Like,
she sounds like a user to me. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I said.
There's no way she's interested because if females cannot hide their interests, right? Females are going to naturally be like, oh my God, he's calling me.
Right,
oh my God.
Right. Smile at the phone, yeah.
Or let you not call. Now,
yeah.
Man, like, hold on. Like, bro.
Yeah. They try to call you and be calm, but you can tell they're not really calm. They're like, "What's going on with you?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah.
What's going? Why you right?"
So how was your day? What did you do all day?
Exactly. Because I just thought it was weird because I hadn't heard from you.
That's like back in the day. That's like back in the day. Little caterpillar, Josh, you know what I'm talking about. This is before, so when she was acting uninterested, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shorty left a mid-watch and came to my house. She's jumping to look into the garage window to see if my car is there. Like there will
Exactly.
be some sign, man.
Exactly.
There will be some sign. It ain't gonna be this.
Yeah.
Let me see what the next trick is and see if I'm excited. Nah.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's too much work.
Exactly.
And you don't even know if the work is worth it. Like, what am I getting here?
Yeah.
Really?
I can.
Hey, Brumsfield seems to feel some type of way about what's being said. What you mean, Brumsfield? He said, plus 10 to the narcissist attributes that she getting free meals. Oh, okay, he's saying she's getting free meals and gifts.
Yeah.
What's the name? Truth said that's how you do it. Yeah.
There are some women though, but they're more like the gaming type where they will not show interest so you can pursue harder. You know?
Yeah.
But then that goes to that narcissist shit that he's talking about.
Yeah. And that's a mistake. I mean, messing with me or somebody like me. Like,
and social media, you know, they seen that, you know, on social media, you know, Lil Baby's girlfriend, like, she didn't just get, you know, a dozen roses. She got 5 dozen roses. So it's like, oh, you only got me a dozen roses? Like, what?
That's fake news.
Yeah. I wouldn't even participate in that kind of buffoonery, but, you know, a lot of dudes do, man. I mean, they're seeing the social media stuff just like the women are. And as much as women believe it, I mean, a lot of men believe it too. Like, oh, I got to do this, or that to let her know and blah, 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 blah. And they don't understand that there's also such thing as the feminine pursuit.
Man, if you operate in the real world, if you just operate in the real world for a little bit, you'll realize that all of that is a farce.
Right, exactly.
The same one that will go online and tell you, I demand this, and this from a guy. You see them in the real world. That is not reality for
at all.
Many of people.
Right.
But people are like fascinated with this type of like certain mindset to where if someone is saying it and these people are listening, it must be true. But I'm just saying,
exactly.
Look at what's real out here. All of this stuff that's online about how relationships should work is just not real.
Exactly.
And the people that's saying it is not, they're not even practicing. Look at, man, listen, I'm telling you, academics, right? So the Freshman Fit podcast and all that, he go in there, I'm like, I'm Big Act. I'm the prize. Bro, he done got beat up by his girl in public. Shorty stole $500,000.
Wait,
not his real life.
Right.
That's the same.
Right.
It's the same one who didn't she steal like $500,000 from?
Yeah, but if he's on that podcast, he's talking about how he's the prize. I'm Big Act. I run stuff here. What I say goes. But in his real life, and what we do, he's on his live stream. She cracked an egg in his face and walked. She was waiting there with an egg for him to go on live. He get well into his live. She just comes up, cracks his face, walks out. It was not. The point is that these people be selling fake dreams to men and women out here in the world, and it's just not real.
Yeah,
not real.
That's true. That is.
That
is super true.
Man. Step out of
exactly.
the metaverse.
And to your point, there was that meme that said there's a lot of women that will have sex with dudes because they got a lot of money, but they'll have sex with them for free. It's like, what are we doing, ladies? What are we doing? You're going to have sex with a dude because he got a lot of money for free?
Oh my God. That is such an interesting statement to make.
So we got these ladies talking about, oh, I don't mess with ballers. Yeah, but for free.
Oh my God.
That'd be clout stuff too. That'd be clout.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like a weirdo thing to do. Like you're not getting points for that.
We gotta look at what we like. The world we in, right? Everybody is like likes is currency to people. Attention.
Yeah.
So if
we're operating in that currency right now.
if I get sections and you in my section, you seem like that's a currency for you.
Yeah.
There's some that's like that. They just want to be around. They just want to. Even the experience is enough.
Exactly. To be around money is enough. You don't even have to have it or have it given to you. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Think about yourselves, ladies. Think about yourselves. Time to look in a mirror. Boom. There was, let me look. Oh, go ahead, Dom.
What were you about to say, me?
No, go ahead, Dom.
I was about to change the direction of this conversation.
Go ahead. I think me and Meech have been dominating the conversation, so I want to hear what you say.
Okay. So it's 2024, and if you were to give some, I want to say advice, but I don't really want to say advice. Just based off of 2023, how you've seen women operate, whether in person or from afar on social media, whatever the case may be. What are a couple things that you would say that
that's easy.
believe that that women should be working on in 2024? Granted, I don't believe guys are the best people to be telling women how they should operate. But if they were looking for your advice, what would you say as a couple things?
Meech, you want to start? I got mine already. I got it.
I don't got nothing.
Straight up, man. Number one on this list. Number one is, ladies, please just try to look in a mirror, okay, and say, maybe there's some things about me that could be better. Okay? Because what you never hear is what's wrong with me. When you're talking to women about relationships, you never hear them say what's wrong with me, what I do wrong, what I could be better at, what I need to work on, the things that make me a bad partner, and I know I'm being a bad partner when I'm doing them. You don't never hear it, and there is no emphasis on it, and they think that remember what we talked about before, where they want to be loved unconditionally, flaws and all. Whatever I am is what you get, but only under certain conditions, only under the condition that you're perfect. You only get to love me unconditionally under the condition that you're perfect. And if you need anything, if you need some financial, get it together, you need some emotional, get it together, whatever you need to be fixed before you even talk to me. And then you get the prize is you get to love me unconditionally, flaws and all. And there's a lot of goddamn flaws, let me just tell you. Some of y'all got a lot of flaws. Yeah. Like, remember we was talking about how, there's dudes out there that make, lots of money a year. So they're probably, but every woman thinks they deserve that man. They deserve that man. I'm such a good woman. I have such everything together that I deserve a man like that, and I won't settle for anything other than that. But the reality is, like me said, real life, some of y'all don't deserve a dude that makes $75,000 a year. Y'all don't deserve him. You're not good enough. Okay? As a person, the way that you are, you're not good enough. Okay? And you cannot be convinced that that's true. You cannot be convinced. Please, let's take 24 to look at ourselves. And this is actually a good caveat to a meme I just saw that I wanted to bring up, where it said that women who are broke cannot be convinced that they're broke. They're not broke. They're just messing with the wrong dudes. I got the wrong men in my life. That's why I'm broke. I don't have nothing to do with your decisions, right? It's just you messing with the wrong dude. If you had the right man in your life, you wouldn't have to worry about your bills like you're worrying about them. It's like, anyway. So that would be my advice for 24. Let's look in the mirror, everybody, men and women. Let's look in a mirror.
Look, I've come a long way. I'm not perfect, right? As no one is, but from where I was, and I will not expound on where I was, but from where I was, I've come a long way. However, it is still hard for me to this day. You can ask me in a relationship with me as my partner, you can ask me a question and there be a yes or no answer, and I'll be like, sure, all because I don't want to say yes or no, and it is so hard. That's the accountability part. Like I can't. It's still just it's really hard just to be like, yes, yes. I know I was wrong. I'll be like, sure, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you dismiss it, right?
I got you.
Yeah. Because dudes will do that. Dudes will push you like, isn't it true at least? Can you at least say that it's true that blah, 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 blah? And you're like, can't just,
why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that?
I can.
Why don't you then?
No, listen. It's something for me. I can't speak for like everybody else, but for me, it's something about in the moment that I can't do. But if you let me think about it and we come back like an hour later, and I've been like, okay, you know what? So let's talk, right? Yes, I know that was wrong, right? Well, he's like, why you didn't say that? Well, I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah. And I think that goes into like knowing your girl's quirks. Like she got it. She, you know what I mean? She being herself right now, but it's annoying.
Man.
But at least if you can have some confidence that she gonna come back and get it, you can still work with it.
I really don't think you're gonna run into many. There might be 2 or 3 on this entire planet who can
in the moment be like, you're right.
Yes.
I'm wrong. Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been married before. I mean, you're married right now. I'm pretty sure you struggle today with females being like, yes, I know, I'm pretty sure.
You know what's funny is I even struggle to find women that will admit that they're like that. Like, and they are like that. They just won't admit that they're like that. They're like, nah, I apologize. Like,
that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? You do not apologize. You need to stop. No, I do apologize. Like, so I like it. But I think we're taking good steps here.
My 2024, it's not woman specific because it's hard. That's hard to do anyway. But it's just for anybody. If you're not achieving the outcome that you want, it's time to take a look at you and what you can change to get the outcome you want. That's just that. And not blame. Here's the thing, right? I try to do this. I fail sometimes, but I try to do it a lot. In any situation, try to look at what I could have done better in that situation. So if me and Josh have a disagreement, even if I think I'm right, I try to go back and say, what could I have done better in that situation? But at the end of the day, it's like, if you want a certain outcome and you're not getting it, you got to look at yourself and say, what do I need to change? What do I need to learn? How do I need to grow to get what it is I say I want?
Exactly.
A lot of times, we have a lot of control over our lives and our outcomes, and people tend to always blame somebody or something else for why they are able to achieve or get what they want.
Exactly.
That'd be it.
I think the overarching theme that we ended up with for all 3 of us is self-reflection. There needs to be a lot of self-reflection in 2024 and a lot less finger pointing and looking at the opposite sex about what they're doing wrong. Like, how can you be better?
That's one thing that I had to learn when trying to communicate in a relationship, right? So, especially in the heat of disagreements and arguments, right? It's so important that you go into, and look, when I talk, I'm not saying that I do this, but I'm just saying, right? It's so important that you go, disclaimer, right? But it's so important that you go into the disagreement, not attacking the other person, and if anything, try and point out where you were wrong versus saying, well, you did this with, you know, maybe try and go into it saying, well, I know that right? Maybe point out your, I guess, shortcomings, for the lack of a better word. And if you didn't have any, I'm not sure I know where to go from that, but I guess, and if you didn't have any, that would be attacking the problem, not the other person. But just never attack, you know, the other person.
Hey,
you know,
ever have anybody call a timeout in the middle of an argument?
I've done it.
You've done it?
I've done it. Because what happened is, what used to happen with this particular person is that we would start, you know, on a subject, and then by the time we get down the road, we're not even talking about that no more. We're mad about a totally different thing, and now we're talking about how we're being talked to. You know what I'm saying? And so when we realized that is where our arguments come off the rails all the time, that's where we need to stop and come back to it later. And so we started doing that. But the problem with her was it was all talk. It wasn't no real attempt to change or be better. It was an attempt to change me. Right. You know what I mean? To make me better while she stayed the same. Again, she was trying to make it so that I was perfect. My prize was going to be getting to love her unconditionally, flaws and all. I was like, no, ma'am. I want to curse too. So if you cursing, I'm cursing. Ain't all this, oh, you got to talk soft to me while I curse you out. Like, it's not a thing. It's not a thing.
Right.
I think to Dom's point, I think that was my problem. That I have the ability to come into an argument and say what I did wrong, how I could communicate it better. And I can do all of those things. But I was certain that she wasn't going to do that. She was not going to be self-reflective. She was not going to do it. And so now I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't want to do it any more than you do. You know, being accountable like that is not fun. Nobody wants to do it. We're doing it trying to make things better. But if I'm certain that you're not doing it, you're not doing the work, you're not trying to be better, then what am I doing? I want to curse too, like I said. You know what I mean? I want to be disrespectful too. So that's the thing, is that you got to trust that your partner's coming with you on this journey, and it's not just you.
Josh, I think you improved greatly on that, on how you argue. When I first met this guy, he was like, man, I'm about to send this. And I was like, bro, I sent this. I was like, man, you probably shouldn't have said that, bro. That'd be
my thing, man.
It went to months later, and I was saying, he was like, yeah, I was going to say this, but this is what I said. I was like, man, you grew.
Yeah. I used to punish people with words. Like if I felt like I was mistreated, the punishment was words, because words stick, man. Especially with women, you can say some stuff that
I will remember it forever. And that's I could never ever date you, because if you came at me with some crazy, I promise. Yeah, no.
He's changed though, but he's changed.
Yeah, I got a lot better. Like I had experienced where, so homegirl she deserved the words that she got, but I think what made me feel like I gotta stop doing that was like, I'll just tell you, hey ladies, you're gonna change your mind about me after you hear this. Whatever you thought, you're not gonna think it anymore. So I had said some stuff to her in the heat of an argument because she deserved it. But we were like, you know, doing nasty stuff one time, and I was like, I'll tell her that I love her because that's something that we did, and I did love her, right? In my mind. So I said, I love her. And she was like, you love me? And I'm talking about we were mid nasty stuff. She was like, you love me? I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, why did you say all that stuff to me? And started bawling, crying, mid-stroke, bruh. I said, oh, shit. Bruh, bawling, crying. She said, why did you say all that stuff to me? Like, it was on her mind at the moment to the point of tears. Yeah, so I had to stop. And I'm like, this is kind of a turnoff, I'm going to be honest. It's hard for me to concentrate.
Hey, the fact that she spoke the words out of her mouth might be uncommon, but it is not uncommon that women don't think about it and just not say anything, because I have.
Yeah.
Tell me you love
And
me.
so
Just the other day, I was in stupid ass feet. You know, like what? So yeah.
Yo, straight up. And it was the way it happened. Like, it's not just what she said. It was she was so hurt. You know what I mean? And we were just doing that stuff and like into it, like fully into it. And the way she said, and why did you say all that stuff to me? It was a pain that just came over her face, and I had never seen that before. It was so deep. It was like whatever I had said at that time was like the most hurtful thing she had ever heard. And I didn't know. It was just in the midst of an argument, stuff, you know what I mean? And that was not okay.
When you would do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get the outcome you wanted, or would it be worth it?
You know what? Because the outcome that I wanted was for her to be hurt. So yeah, I did. Now was that when you say was it worth it?
Yeah, does that make you feel better because she is hurt? Does that change anything?
Yeah,
how you feel?
because
it does.
Yeah, it made me feel better because I was hurt. I'm saying it because you hurt me.
I could understand it if it was like through a breakup and y'all not gonna reconcile, but it's like somebody that you're with and you plan on being with to like hurt them in that way intentionally, even though you're hurt, like it doesn't go away. And
yeah, but so what happens for me
relationship.
In my brain, how it works, okay? Something will happen to me,
different,
and I'll be really, really hurt about this, whatever it is, right? We'll just say whatever it is. Say it's cheating, right? I'm really hurt about that. And I don't know if I'm going to leave you or not, right? I say I am, obviously. That's the initial words you're getting is that I am going to leave and you're done here, right? And in the midst of that, I don't want you to be able to leave and I be the only one hurt. Because, I mean, essentially you won at this point. Like, you know, you did what you wanted to do. You got caught, sure, but you're going to leave and you're not going to feel no type of way about it. Like, oh, well, I got caught. And I'm going to be the only one hurt. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. First of all, you are going to leave. But you're going to leave with these words, sweetie. You're going to know what I think of you deep down in my soul. And so I say a lot of very hurtful things so that you're not just leaving, you're leaving with a little sauce. But then we get back together somehow, somewhere.
But then you do that without, so let's say you do that, right? Let's say you do that and you know you intend to hurt them. And then now you're back into this mood where you no longer want them to be hurt, right? Do you ever apologize for that? For doing that?
No.
Really?
Nah. Well, unless they apologize for what they did.
Really?
They don't apologize though. Women do not apologize. I'm not apologizing. I'm not no more sorry than you are. So anyway, what are we doing today? What's on the agenda? Because that's the thing. Like, whatever I said that's hurtful doesn't erase what you did. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you did was hurtful too. So if we're not talking about that, then we're not talking about nothing. We're not gonna talk about what I did. Oh well, don't do that then. I feel.
Problem, Josh.
Yeah, probably. That's probably true.
No, he knows. He knows that's the problem.
But the problem with that is when somebody does something that they know is wrong, that hurts my feelings. They knew when they was doing it was gonna hurt my feelings. They knew if Josh, that's the thing that women do, right? This process of if Josh was here and he saw that, he would be upset, he would be hurt, he would this, and that, and then they do it anyway. Okay? So cool, you could do that, but then there ain't gonna be a whole bunch of accountability on my behalf and then no accountability on your behalf, and that's the way it rocks. No. So maybe I'm doing wrong stuff, but everybody is. So like I said, what we doing today? What we got? We gotta go to school? What's happening?
That's why I told myself in 2024 that I am going to stay out of people's business because people, I mean, just like we were just talking, right? Like, let's say I might think that, you know, cheating might be like a definite, like you do it one time for me and we're done, right? But, you know, there may be other people who, you know, everything about this person that they're with is perfect. They just cheat. And that's something that they're willing to accept as, okay, that's the one thing that is about him that is not going to change, and I can deal with it, right? I may so crazy, but they're accepting it. So I'm gonna just stay out of that because.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of other considerations, man. One thing about cheaters, man, is they do that thing where they come back and they say, you know, I'm really, really sorry. I ain't gonna do it no more. I swear it was just, I was stupid. I know I'm dumb. I know that you worth more than that and blah, 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 all this stuff. And you want to believe them. You want to. You just naturally do. And so, you know, you might put all these weird parameters on the relationship now. Okay, well, since you did that, now you can't do this, and that, and I need to have this, and that, and blah, blah, blah. And then maybe you could earn your trust back, and then we could figure out a way we could be together once you earn your trust back. So you act like that's going to be a thing, but, you know, within a month, y'all already back to how you were before it all happened, and all of that goes away. So, you know, it's a weird process, that whole cheating thing. And then, like, if you're like me, you got to look back anyway, so you're kind of even at that point. So what are you still mad at? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I don't know. It's a weird process.
Yeah.
I'm not saying any of it's good. Yeah. I'm just saying it's how it is. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's that. Here's a question. Did y'all know? So this goes into the, you know, lady was trying to make the point that all men are cheaters, right? She said her evidence was Stephen Hawking cheated on his first wife. Did y'all know that? In the wheelchair, can't move, can't talk. Yeah. Got to do the. They said he cheated on his wife with his nurse, and I'm like, is that true? Did you hear that story before, Meech?
No, not that one. But here's the thing, though, man. No, there's no factor, right, that will relinquish a man's ability to cheat. There's somebody. I mean, if there's somebody, well, if you got him, or if he got you, right, he could probably get another chick, right? So just because he's like, you wouldn't be surprised that it's Stephen Hawking. Like, that's not surprising. Like, you can get a chick. Like, if there's some chick out there he can get, he got you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I wouldn't be like, yo.
Right, he dude couldn't talk. He couldn't move. He was drooling on himself.
It don't matter.
That's wild.
Because here's the thing.
That's right? Not good, fellas.
You have to listen, you have to be like, if the woman is with you, she's getting something out of it, right? She's not going to be with you without getting something out of it. Man, I don't know what he had to offer them, but obviously he had something. I don't know if it was money, something. So, I mean, it's not surprising. But that all men don't cheat. There's men that don't cheat.
There's men that don't cheat. But it'd be funny if Stephen Hawking had a heater, bro. I was like,
you don't know, bro.
Taking him down, brother. Tearing down the walls of Jericho. In the wheelchair, G. Damn.
Listen. I don't want to say that, but I've seen some stuff, man.
Life is a circus. Life is a circus, man. And then we all just die. Hey, here's a question. What about, how do y'all feel about this new trend where couples are sharing their locations with each other permanently? Like your location is just always on for each other's phones. So if somebody want to know where somebody at, they just go look at the location. They don't have to say where you at or where were you. Just go look at the location. How y'all feel about that?
So I would be okay with it. This would be the determining factor. The why. The why of it is the determining factor for me. Is the why.
Yeah.
I mean,
why are we doing this?
Yeah, it's not a safety shit that it would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, things happen that you don't. I've seen it. For example, a woman got into an accident. It was bad, tragic. She had a baby, but the way her husband knew where to go, because I think it was she was on talking to him, and it happened. He was like, "Yo, what?" The way he knew where to go was from he went to find
the location.
Right. So there's valid reasons to do it, but if you're saying we need to do it just so you can, because out of insecurities, I'm not with supporting any type of insecurity. I had a girl do that where she was like, "Show me where you at." No. Like she wanted me to like go around. I'm not doing that.
Right,
It doesn't stop.
right.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
One thing in the military says, I do not negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. What do you think, Dom? Is that good or no good? Dude says, hey, we need to share our locations.
Absolutely. I think that's perfectly fine. I did it in my last relationship, and to be, it was.
Dom has more than one phone.
What? Oh.
And to be honest, it was based off of an insecurity that he had, right? I didn't mind because I knew what I was doing, so I didn't mind sharing my location just to put his mind at ease. Yeah, I didn't mind it. No.
You can leave that one phone at home. Like, I'm at the house.
Yeah.
Go look at it.
So listen, I don't like cater to insecurities because insecurities, like, they lie within you most of the time. It's not something that, like, it's nothing that I've done for you to be insecure,
right.
And you are insecure. So it's like nothing I can do for you not to be insecure. It goes from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and it's like, no, it never stops. I had a girl tell me her boyfriend wanted her to like FaceTime with him while she went to bed, so he can
to make sure she was in the bed.
Right? Do you know she still went out? She did the whole pillow under the thing shit and went out.
Yo, that's too much.
But that type of stuff, it's like it leads to like just unrealistic demands, and I can't do that. I can't live like that, man. So,
yeah, I think because the insecurity, the only limit is their imagination. You know what I mean? What they imagine you could do. If they, in their mind, you could have sex with somebody in 3 minutes and hop back in the car and get back here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna say this, right? When I found out that the same person who was so insecure was the cheater, I knew then that insecure people are just doing whatever they think you're doing. Like, you're not
always.
Don't come over here. Are you want to do it? You're thinking about do it. You're gonna do. I don't know. There's something about, like, I don't trust insecure people. And that maybe that in turn makes me insecure. But whatever.
Right.
I don't trust you. You so insecure. What you doing? Like, what are you doing that's making you so insecure right now? Weird.
I've seen that, but I've also seen it to where it wasn't about like them cheating. It was just about their past. They've been cheated on in the past.
Yeah.
So they're like, maybe if I was, more
vigilant.
Yeah.
And they're not being honest about what they did. I promise you they're not.
Nah.
We got. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I don't, because I feel like, I don't know. I know if I was going to cheat, I'm not going to be, making that obvious to be questioning you.
I had a man crying to my face, crying, like, why did you do, like, what, what, and it was nothing, like, it was a couple texts, but he's crying, like,
but why you text?
The whole time.
But why you texting?
She never said that what she did wasn't wrong.
No,
she just saying.
But the whole time he's doing like 10 times more than what he's sitting there accusing me of, and you got real tears coming out your eyes, I did the whole basketball team. It's crazy.
Right. Let's go on, Reese.
Huh?
The hurt is different, though. The hurt is different.
What's up? The hurt is different.
The hurt is different, man. The hurt is.
That's like the man flu is different from women's flu, man. Ours hurt a lot more worse than y'all's.
It is.
No, but what you're not gonna do is stand in my face, proclaiming your innocence, right? proclaiming your innocence and how I'm so wrong when you're not innocent, right? Like, I never did, not once did I ever, and then I find out that you were. Oh, well, come on now.
But
You're like, oh, that? You're right.
But were you?
Huh?
You cheating at all?
Why you keep asking me that, Leach? Why?
Like, where we going?
I only asked you one time.
I said yes. I sent a couple texts. Yeah.
Yeah, so that
She might have
means,
texted.
I mean, he
She might
wasn't
have
wrong
texted.
though.
Well, he was wrong in the sense that if you're doing stupid dirt, you can't be in somebody's face talking about what they did was messed up.
No, you
Right?
can. No, you can. I don't mind you telling me what I did was messed up. What you're not gonna do is sit in my face saying that you were innocent, how you never did what I did.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How you never did anything else, but you were the entire time. Even
Well, you
no.
can't. Listen, if you're not caught, it ain't real. I'm just saying.
Oh no.
Okay, well,
In conclusion.
Caught, it ain't real.
Okay, and then okay,
So
and
he
so
ain't
now you
wrong.
call.
You
Now
got,
you call.
you got caught. So at the time, Nick, you wrong. I ain't caught yet. So when I get caught, then we can talk about that.
You know what? I'm just learning. I'm just learning that, you know, guys are all the same. I just can't.
Let me tell you something. So in conclusion, after 8, I told you I was gonna keep it to an hour today, so let's do that. But I'll just say for myself, what I've learned is in 2024, I'm off women that wear scrubs. So ladies, if you wear scrubs of any kind, I'm just letting you know off the rip, it's a hard no for me. Just like y'all don't like people that smoke cigarettes or whatever, scrubs is a hard no for me. Complete turn off. Scrubs are a turn off. Absolutely not. Y'all are all terrible. All of you.
Yeah.
Gotta agree with that, right, Beach? Yeah, like anybody with scrubs?
Statistically speaking, yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. Next to that is flight attendants, but anyway. Any closing remarks there, Dom?
No, Dom didn't ask. Oh, she did answer my question. Never mind. I was going to ask her again. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. Closing?
No.
Anyway, nothing. Okay, y'all. So, hey, thank y'all, everybody, for participating in the conversation. Y'all in the comments. Please come back next Tuesday, same time. We will do it again. Go back and watch the show if you missed a part of it. We love y'all. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.